Good afternoon. Anybody here by the name of Epiphany or Epiphania? Or I'm sure you have friends by this name. Today is their feast day. So as I mentioned earlier in the introduction, Epiphany means manifestation or the vision of God. In the ancient Greek, the word was theophania, meaning vision of God, also known as the three kings. Now, the final here is that it is now Epiphany is now the Christian feast that celebrates the revelation of God, the Son, as a human being in Jesus Christ. In Western Christianity, the feast commemorates principally, but not solely, the visit of the Magi to the Christ child, and thus Jesus' physical manifestation to the Gentiles. If you notice, the three kings did not appear previously. I saw that in the sacristy and I asked them, why is it that the three kings are not there yet? So we just put them on the Feast of Epiphany, which is good, no? Because it will highlight the visit of the three to the child Jesus. The traditional date for the feast is actually January 6. However, since 1970, the celebration is held in some countries, including the Philippines, on a Sunday after January 1 or the Sunday after New Year, just to highlight the importance of this celebration. So today, on this feast of the Epiphany, let us focus our attention on the three major things that the three Magi did. First is the search for Jesus. We have heard in the Gospel, it says, when Jesus was born in Bethlehem of Judea, in the days of King Herod, behold, Magi from the east arrived in Jerusalem, saying, where is the newborn King of the Jews? We saw his star at this rising and have come to do him homage. Before they can do homage, they have to look for him. They have to search for him. Easier nowadays because you have an app. If you go to a place, just use Google Map or Waze, then you don't have to stop and ask where that place is. But before, they have to ask, but they were guided by the star. Now, to illustrate, there was an old shepherd who lost his favorite Bible while he was out looking for the unruly lamb. 3 weeks later, a sheep walked up to him carrying the Bible in its mouth. The shepherd could not believe his eyes. He took the precious book out of the sheep's mouth, raised his eyes heavenward, and exclaimed, it's a miracle. However, the sheep replied, it was not really a miracle. Actually, your Bible has an owner finder feature. That's why it was able to find the owner. The Magi were wise and intelligent men. Unlike the old shepherd that the Bible was looking for him, these Magi, using their intelligence, no application yet, were searching for the child Jesus to do him homage. So let us remember this first act of the Magi. They searched for Jesus. And of course, because they searched for Jesus, then after a long search, what happened is they found Jesus in the manger. And this is what we heard in today's gospel. After their audience with the king, they set out. And behold, the star that they had seen at its rising preceded them, until it came and stopped over the place where the child was. They were overjoyed at seeing the star, and on entering the house they saw the child with Mary his mother. Then they prostrated themselves and did him homage. Then they opened their treasures and offered him gifts of gold, frankincense, and myrrh. So after a long search, they found him, because their purpose is to do him homage, and they did that. I'd like to tell you a story about a policeman who was doing his rounds at night when he sees a drunk man searching intensely for something under the brightly lit street lamp. He asked, "Hello, what are you doing there?" And the drunk said, "I've lost my keys and cannot find them." So they both looked for the key, and after 10 minutes or so, he said, "There is no key here. I cannot find one." And the police asked, "Are you sure you lost your key here in this area?" And the drunk said, "No, I lost the key in the park, but there is no light there, so I have to look it here." You see the importance of light, no? So unlike the man in the story, the three Magi were able to find the child Jesus in the manger because they were guided by a star. And that star is guiding them to Jesus. So after the long search, they found Jesus and then made them homage. So after saying Jesus, what's next? After saying Jesus, they started new lives. In the gospel, we have heard that after and having been warned in a dream not to return to Herod, they departed for their country by another way. So they had another road in going home. They did not come back to King Herod. So here the Magi showed us how the encounter with Christ is meant to change us. It points to the fact that they returned to their home changed. They returned differently than they arrived, converted more and more to the new King's way and categories, to the way of faith, to the way of Christ-like love. Similarly, every time we come to journey to the Mass, for example, we're supposed to live changed. Changed by the word we heard, changed by our truly praying the collections and meaning the prayers and the petitions of the Mass, changed by becoming one with the Lord on the inside. Every celebration of the Mass is meant to change our life forever and send us back by different, transformed for the better, following no longer our own way, but following Jesus' own path up close. Yes, on our way home, we possess new lives because during the celebration of the Holy Mass, we experience Jesus in the Word and in the Eucharist. In our journey back home, we are influenced by Jesus' divinity. Thus, we start our new lives. So later, before going home, I would like to encourage you to also pay homage to Jesus, and it will give you a new direction in life, especially for the 2021. So, my dear brothers and sisters, we define Epiphany as the revelation of God the Son as a human being in Jesus Christ. Epiphany is actually a summary of the celebrations we had in the past. We started the Christmas season with what season? The season of, when we prepare for candles, season of Advent. Then follow that, it's a season of the Christmas. And then part of the Christmas celebration is the Feast of the Epiphany. In Advent, we were waiting for the coming of Jesus. We searched for Jesus. During Christmas, we found Jesus in the manger. And last New Year, we started new lives with our recycled New Year's resolutions. So, Advent, we search for Jesus. Christmas, we found Jesus. In the New Year, we started new lives. That is a summary of the celebration of the Feast of Epiphany. In our daily lives, we continue to search for Jesus and find Him in our daily events of our lives and through people, and continue to be influenced by His divinity by changing our lives always for the better. Let us let God's revelation to our lives always bear fruits in our day-to-day journey here on earth.